We do not see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. That saying, or that, it's not a saying, but that piece of wisdom comes from the Hebrew Talmud. What it means is that through ourselves, through our own perceptions, through our own learned behaviors, the way we see the world. Now, our actions, or other people's actions, are seen through our filters, our individual filters. So I'm going to see the world differently than you're going to see the world. Now, yesterday, in a knife group, a popular knife group, it's also very popular for trolls, because pretty much anybody can get in there. Yeah, they do get kicked out eventually. It's hard to weed out almost 20,000 members, or 20,000 members, I'm not sure exactly the number. So, you know, a lot of them could be lying in dormant until something stimulates them, and then they show up and become jackasses or whatever, and they eventually get themselves kicked out. Anyway, the point of this little video, I'm going to try and make it very short. I don't want to ramble too much. I'm known for rambling. A gentleman came on yesterday in the afternoon sometime. He posted a video of himself. He created a system based on another martial arts system of knife fighting, and he had a scythe-like looking blade, and he was holding it in this position, and he was doing, you know, whips and whipping it around and whatever. And it was flawed. Okay, it was flawed. Now, I think I was the first one to comment. I said, it's fancy, but I'd attack you in between your swings, because he had like wild swings that went over his shoulder and down below his, down behind his back. And you know, if his arm's down here or his arm's up here, I'm going to come in with a snap cut and take care of business. Anyhow, so I offered that as a, and I told him to breathe, because while he was doing that wild swinging, he held his breath the whole time. And then when he decided that that was the end of his demonstration, you could tell he was very winded, and he was only doing this for maybe 7 or 8 seconds. So in 7 or 8 seconds, he lost his breath. So I saw complete weaknesses in his whole technique, in the way he was holding his body, the way he was swinging the blade, that the fact that he wasn't breathing. Now, knife fights are not common, obviously. Like, I mean, I'm sure they happen in the world, but in North America, they don't happen. And if they do, you don't hear about them. It's usually a knife attack, but not a one-on-one knife fight. So anyway, so I offered this because I'm helpful, and I can be a jackass sometimes, but in the sense for fun. And this is where I'm coming at with, we do not see the world as it is, as it really is. We see it as we are. So we have an illusory perception of the world, because the world is what it is. It is as it is, but we see it in our own way. And that could, and because it's different from the next guy's, you can have arguments, differences in arguments. All right. So I commented, and it was a funny video, because it was just funny. It was comical to me. Okay, it's like I said, I see the world as it is through my eyes. I grew up on Benny Hill, Dave Allen, Monty Python, the Three Stooges, Abbott and Costello. Okay, I grew up on that stuff. So I grew up on the pull no punches comedy. Today everything is sugar-coated and politically correct, and you know what I mean? You can't slap a guy across the face and show it on TV anymore. You know, Three Stooges was all about slapping and insults and everything else. For fun, for comedy. Now, I never put the guy down. Like, I didn't call him a dumbass, or like a lot of these guys who actually commented after me would say something about his virginity, or that he was a dumbass, or whatever, just insults, like personal insults. And I did not set out to personally insult him, but because I am a comic in my own mind, I thought I'd you know, say a few funny things, and then I thought, you know what would be funny? If I made my own video mimicking, not so much him, because if I did it exactly like him, whatever, I just did it my own way. I just started swinging. I took this blade and I wrapped it up in a towel, taped it up, towel, and I started swinging it around wildly, you know, because obviously I was going to go wild, and I wasn't going to be really, you know, I didn't want to stick myself with this thing, because this thing is actually razor sharp, shaving sharp. So I wrapped it up, and actually right at the end of my video, I was doing that wild thing, and I stuck myself with it. So luckily I had the towel, and I double wrapped the tip, so no injury, no problem. Still stupid in the grand scheme of things, but it was meant to be stupid. I meant to be ridiculous. I meant to just make people laugh. Now, and I thought that, you know, if I find it funny, other people will find it funny, and many found it funny. But the guy who I sort of emulated or made the video about, he sort of wasn't around. Maybe he was watching, but he didn't make one comment in his thread, and he didn't make any comments on my thread. So he lived in Australia, so I know the time is 14 hours difference from here. So it's, you know, like by the time I was making videos, it was like in the middle of the night, like right in the middle of the night in his part of the world. So anyway, so maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he went to sleep. I don't know. Maybe he was watching. I have no way to know, because I even messaged him after a few of my comments to say, hey man, don't paint me as a general asshole. I was just having some fun and just being a goof. I shouldn't use the word goof, because it's actually quite insulting for some Canadians. It's one of the worst things you can call a guy that is in prison. I've never been in prison, but I mean, you never know who was in prison and now is out in public, and you say goof, and you might set them off. So, but goofy. You know, I just wanted to be goofy, and just for fun. I don't care. I'm fearless. I don't care if people want to call me names or make fun of me or whatever. Like some guy was saying, give your mom your umbrella back, because it looked like an umbrella with the blue cloth, right? And give your mom your umbrella back, and it's like, I can't give it back, you know, she's dead. But then, you know, but it doesn't hurt me, because whatever, it's people's words. People's words don't bother me. And that's why, like, if it bothered me, I wouldn't make these videos. I wouldn't make this video or the silly video yesterday. I wouldn't make them. Now, I'm not a bad guy. I can say that and lie that I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I could be a bit of a brat. Really more a brat than anything. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't like, there's a lot of people that like to say stuff to get right into their soul and hurt them deeply. And that's not what was my intent, was to hurt them deeply. Just to be a funny guy. That's all it really was. Just to see the lighter side of the world. And anyway, I just wanted to say that I apologize in one sense, that if it was misconstrued, there was one guy out of everybody, out of the 20,000 members, of course 20,000 people didn't see it, but out of there was at least a good few hundred people that saw it, but out of the few hundred people who saw this video of mine, only one guy messaged me, and he is a friend of mine on Facebook. Only one guy messaged me, I'll just name his first name, Steve, and he said, don't be that guy. You remember that time when you posted a Cold Steel post and everybody jumped on your back? And he came to me and said, you know, those guys are all assholes, you know what I mean, blah, 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 and we became friends or whatever. So, and he says, don't be that guy, you know, and I'm like, but I really wasn't being that guy. Like, I mean, I can see that maybe it could have been misconstrued as me being that guy, because it just happens so much today that people want to put people down, and everyone's so sensitive, and so because everyone's so sensitive, it's easy to just give them a poke and make them cry. So, my point being is that I wasn't being that guy. That guy. That wasn't my intention. And this is not a backpedaling. I'm not backpedaling and trying to make like fix burnt bridges. Because again, I don't care. Like, it's not that I don't care about people, and I'm not a person that says I don't give a shit about you. I'm not saying that either, because I'm a caring person. But it doesn't make or break me if people like me or don't. If I got a million people who like me, I feel the same today that as if nobody liked me, because I like me. I don't care if anybody forgives me, because I forgive me. If I do something that's unforgivable, and there have been things in my past that I have done that it's unforgivable for me, that's all that really matters. I still hold myself accountable for those things that I cannot forgive myself for. This is forgivable because it was innocent and I didn't mean to hurt anybody, and I don't think I did. I don't even think the guy who made the video even saw my video. But some of the comments, because my comments are mixed in with all the bad, nasty comments that say something personal about him, and I didn't say anything personal about him. I just said something towards his technique, like, you know, if he did that movement in a few more seconds longer, he might have passed out, and we've never seen the video at all, because, you know, he was holding his breath while he's doing this wild stuff. It was funny. So, I never said anything personal about him, and the video that I made about him wasn't a personal attack either. It was just me being stupid, me being a jackass. That's all. I just wanted to make you guys laugh. That's all. Because I think life is short. We're getting way too politically correct, and because of this political correctness, everybody has to be on their guard, and nobody can be free to be funny anymore. Oh, you're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a bully. I'm not a bully. When I was a kid, I was the one who was bullied, so I know what it's like to be bullied. And I never bullied anybody when I grew up. I never said, okay, now it's my turn, because I've been bullied, now it's my turn. No, I'm not like that. So, anyway, I just wanted to just get that out there. And just really, I'll end it here. All right, guys?